Members, if there are no, there's one call left, but the Business Committee determined that this would be a time-limited debate of 7 hours and not just a debate of 84 5-minute calls. Hence, when all calls are exhausted or where those with remaining calls are not seeking the call may go to any member seeking the call. The Business Committee determined the calls allocated to each party to ensure each party has the opportunity to contribute to the annual review debate, taking into account the proportion of seats held by that party in the House. However, once those calls are exhausted or not sought, the overall time limit prevails and the call may go to any member seeking the call. So, I call Sarah Dowie.
Mr Chair, thank you very much for this opportunity to speak in the last debate for the Internal Affairs and Government Relationships theme for 2013-14. It's a pleasure because this debate is so wide-ranging. The topics under this heading include arts, culture and heritage, finance and revenue, Prime Minister and Cabinet, and state services, to name a few. And I think that leads really nicely into the fourth priority of this national-led government, which is delivering better public services. We want the public to have confidence in our departments. We want the public to have confidence in the services provided. They need to be provided in an effective way and they need to be fit for purpose for that individual that walks through the door. And we have asked our government departments to do more for less. This government has been pragmatic in its solution finding and has set tangible targets for each department. And we measure those achievements, those targets, so that we can track progress. And we actually monitor it, a novel idea I know for the opposition. We monitor it to see that it is working. And if it's working, we capitalise on that. But we're a government that's brave because if things aren't working so well, we're prepared to take the hard decision and modify it, whatever we're doing for the betterment of all New Zealanders. And this is why we've kept government spending down, because we've focused officials on key measures. We have kept government spending down and built a stronger, competitive economy, one that grew 3.5% in 2014. It's the best performance since September 2007. And with the economy, Mr Chair, that's growing, with production increasing and more jobs, 80,000 last year to be exact, the wealth for ordinary New Zealanders is growing for families and for businesses. The Prime Minister and Cabinet advises the Executive on the business growth agenda, some 350 initiatives that have helped grow the regions. And I find it disturbing, Mr Chair, when some members opposite take a trip on the wild side and come down to Southland and then tell me that we're not doing well. And I've got one thing to say to the member opposite, Mr Twyford, that the Bluff portion of State Highway 1 is currently being resealed, with the Green Hills Overbridge reseal having been completed. If generating 14.4% of New Zealand's total export receipts, if an unemployment rate of 3.3%, having 3.3%, having some of the most affordable housing in the country, and above average household incomes is doing badly, well then I don't know what's good. Southlanders enjoy a high quality of living and we are highly satisfied with our lives according to the 2014 Regional Activity Report. See, happy. One of the key parts of the business growth agenda advised by the Prime Minister and Cabinet is to open up new markets, and Southland is obviously a trading export economy. But we're not just going for dairying, we're diversifying and growing other markets, including fishing and aquaculture, meat, tourism and wool. Over $3 billion in export receipts. And we're even investigating new industries like cropping, oil and gas and platinum in an environmentally sustainable and responsible way. So one can see that Southland has got a lot going for it in different competitive activities, but that they can coexist if the right conditions are put in place with respect to the operating parameters. And Mr Clayton Mitchell would be well advised to listen to the answer that the Minister of Conservation gave yesterday with respect to shark tourism operators. That's a competing business, but with the right parameters is operating in a sustainable way. I want to just end, Mr Peters, with extending my condolences to the family of Mayor Frana Cardno, Mayor of Southland District. She was a champion of Southland, and as such she encouraged people that had Southland's best interest at heart, and that actually transcended the colour represented in Parliament. She encouraged me while I was at the Department of Conservation, she encouraged me while I was a lawyer, and she encouraged me as a member for Invercargill.
Grant Robertson.